very good morning, everyone. My name is Jagadish Purushothaman and my matrix number is 190115. Before we begin our discussion, let me introduce my friends here. This is Albina, this is Gochai, this is Ashwindra, and then this is Snahani. Today, we are discussing about the public transport, and our focus is: do you think people should be encouraged to use a public transportation? Okay, let me introduce about the public transportation. Public transportation in Malaysia is a crucial part of the solution to the nation's economic, energy, and environmental challenges, helping to bring a better quality of life. In increasing numbers, people are using public transport and local public transportation, and local communities are expanding public transportation services. In Malaysia, public transportation consists of a variety of modes: buses, light rails, commuter trains, monorail, and ferry. So now I will move on to my first point. My point is, public transportation provides economic opportunities and drives communities' growth and revitalization. I say this because every investment in public transportation generates greater economic returns. This is because, as the data shows, every penny invested in the public transportation provide a greater return to the community and as well as for the nation. Moreover, every investment in public transport creates many job opportunities. For examples, when government introduces a new public transportation, for instance, buses, they need bus drivers for that. So the local people may apply for the job in order to live a good life. Moreover, it also increases the business sales. So that is my point of view so that the public should be encouraged to use the public transportation. So we move on to our group members' points. Elvira, what do you think about public transportation?
For my opinion, I think that people are encouraged to use public transport. This is because public transport, they doesn't count what kind of people you are. They have no limitations. So first of all, from age, in Malaysia, the correct age to able to drive is you must be 18 and above. So even though you are younger than that, but if you are using public transport, you can just pay, but you don't need to drive. So it's easy access for you to like move around. So other than that, people with disabilities can also use public transport. For example, there are some people who are colorblind. They cannot able to differentiate whether green light or red light. So if they are using public transport, they don't need to take like driving license. So they can able to move around. And then some more is that with people with disabilities, sometimes they use wheelchairs, right? So if they are using cars, it's hard for them to drive around. But then if they use trains, like we have Kereta Api Tanah Melayu in Malaysia, they can use wheelchairs to enter around the trains. Then some more that they can communicate with people, that people around in Malaysia, they are very helpful. They can help those people with disabilities. And then some more with our train, right, we have seats provided for, let's say the deck is provided for women only. So then people who have like disabilities, like they are insecure with some part of like being in the public with men and those kind of thing. With this kind of deck provided for women only, they can feel comfortable. Yeah, so I think that people are encouraged to use public transport in Malaysia. It's because it's very convenient and they have less limitations.
So you're explaining that the public transport is suitable for all walks of life.
Yes.
Okay, that's a good point.
But then, not in my opinion, I not suggesting the people to take public transport is due to sometimes when you use public transport, there is always a peak hour, which is like in the morning when people are going to office, and also in the evening, like after the office hour. So it's going to be so crowded, and sometimes people may feel uncomfortable because there is a lot of people, especially from when it was like after the working hour, when some people may smells and it's crowded, and then you feel just like throwing up sometimes, and so it's not really. I'm not really suggesting for using the public transport. And also, even though what you say that female do have a female deck, but then there always a male who invade the deck for female. So sometimes it's not that convenient to use public transport. And also, in my case, I also when I was in high school, I used public transport, the bus, to go home. And reality hurts that I have to wait sometimes like 1 hour and 1 hour half to wait for the bus. So what I'm talking is sometimes public transport is not punctual. We don't have like a proper schedule to take people. Like some companies do that, and some others are really punctual. But then sometimes if you have to take public transport, you just have to wait and waste some like lots of time waiting for them. So that's make it clear that I don't suggest people to take public transport.
Apart from that, I also think that there are in our KTM commuter, they are the specific coach for girls, right? Girls and girls, but some boys or gentlemen are still using the girls coach. That become uncomfortable for girls when they prepare some coach for specific for girls.
Yeah, they just enter the girls' course because they think guys, I mean the usual one, usual court is crowded, so they just simply enter to get a seat like this, and it brings uncomfortable for the girls.
Yeah.
Because I'm also a KTM user.
Okay.
So for me, I think public transport it can help to reduce environmental problems because as you all know, cars you will produce a lot of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide increase the carbon dioxide emission. So carbon dioxide is very harmful because it will harm our health if we breathe in too much and our body don't use carbon dioxide. And if we use public transport, we can help to save the trees because if you want to build make our road wider to allow more cars to use the road, so they have to cut off a lot of trees. And imagine one bus and with a bus full of people can fit about 40 people, right? So if every one of them take a private car, they use their own car, there will be 40 cars on the road. But if 40 of them take a bus together, it just need a long bus like this. So it will reduce the traffic jam and especially in the city areas like KL, it's always especially at the peak hour, it's full of traffic jam problem. So and then government also need a lot of road infrastructure. They need to build out the road and to make the road wider. So if everyone take the public transport, it can reduce a lot of problems about environment.
I do go with Chai's one point that I also agree with public transport, but my point is simple, but it's also very important because public transport does not require many of your attention. It's like you don't need to focus on driving your car alone, and you can use that focus, your mental focus, to other things such as reading, exercise, and everything. But let's see, like just now, Usman said it, you have to wait for 1 hour like that. But you just, okay, after your school, you may be tired. If you use your own transport, you may not have your full attention on driving sometimes your own transport, and you may end up with something bad. But just say that. So better is to be late, but to reach home safely.
But then I find waiting is more tiring.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's true point.
Yeah, I do agree on the point that you can multitask when you are using public transport.
Yes.
And furthermore, you can socialize with people in the train. So for example, or in the train or in the bus. For example, you can talk with people in the bus. You can make more networks, and you can get to know more about people, especially with our diverse community in Malaysia. You can communicate with people and get to know more about people. Yeah, so I do agree on multitasking too.
Because when we get into a working era, we have to work, we have to need to communicate with a lot of people. We can't be like alone, and even in this case, we can't be alone doing a lot of work. We have to have a group, and then we have to discuss, and it makes our task easier. And
Since we are socializing, so we always can improve our communication skills.
Yes.
yes, find a lot of people.
And I think if we take public transport, it actually make our life healthier because we need to walk to the station, and the station it won't be just in front of our house.
Yes.
So we need to walk or cycle to the station. Yeah. So
That's one of the
it
problem.
makes chance for us to walk to do exercise like this.
But then that is also a disadvantage of the public transport since it's not
Near
like,
to your house or destination.
yes, and it's not everywhere. Means like some of the places that do not really have a public transport, so they have to drive, or maybe to go to the stations, or there is no bus to take to there. That's one of the problems for public transport.
And I also want to add up for my points that yeah, if we encourage people to use public transport, we can reduce the area for the car park, because like shopping malls or the like hospitals, these kind of places always you have the problem lacking of car parks. So if they take public transport to go to these kind of places, it ease everyone and reduce the problem.
Reduce the change.
Yeah.
And then using public transport is money cost effective lah, because travel is cheaper than owning and operating a car. I'm pretty sure that you all know, because we can reduce our expenses on the oil supplies, so that we can save our money lah. That's the major benefits of using public transport, and then we should encourage people to use public transport lah.
Yeah, I do agree. If we use public transport, we don't have to use that much of petrol. Yeah, it saves our environment.
Like in my case, since I'm taking the bus when I out of school, so I actually reduce the cost for transportation. Like sometimes people do take vans to take them to school. Right, since I'm taking just public transport, it's like 50% of cost for transporting is like reduced.
Then you can use that money in other things,
Yes.
like buying books, tuition.
Efficient.
And it also saves money because it's like not everyone can afford the car, and
Yes.
a car costs quite expensive. So why don't in the situation which they couldn't afford a car, just use the money to go everywhere using public transport.
Okay, so it seems like all of us agree on that people are encouraged to use public transport. So, to conclude this today, all of us, at first Husna was disagreeing that people are not encouraged to use public transport, but at the end of this discussion, it seems that all of us agree that we should use public transport. First of all, because it's cheap and it's less limitation, and then it can cause good deeds to the environment, and some more we can multitasking during using public transport. So that's all for us today. Thank you.